Here to say hello, everyone and no one, and welcome to another Rotten Movie Reviews. Uh, yeah, this is gonna be a weird one because this was a much shorter movie, so I'll just get right into the introductions. And with me, as always, is Tier Alexander. Tier, how you doing?
Oh, amazing. This movie was phenomenal.
Okay. Well, I haven't actually brought up anything about it yet, so don't go into it. As well, we have Angela Ariaga. Angela, how you doing?
I don't know what the hell just happened.
And then rounding us out as well is James Colley. James, how you doing? Is your mic actually being worth a damn?
Let's see, that ain't better.
That is exponentially better. And for anyone
Okay.
who is watching, well, other than us, and may watch in the future, there is a GoFundMe for James, who has fallen a bit on hard times. This is the first time I've ever had to do this, so in that. But it's there if you can donate.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah, and I was told that I needed to sell that a little bit better than what I did in Clippers United tonight. It's just kind of hard for me to.
Not everyone wants to ask for help in that whole thing, and I understand that. But let's jump into this review. We watched the 2008 comedy horror, I guess be kind of comedy, ThanksKilling. 66 minutes, and within the first opening, there's tits.
Yup.
Well, a tit.
Wanderlust. Yeah, she's up in my top 30 favorite porn stars.
But yeah, this.
You have a top 30 list of favorite porn stars?
You're surprised?
You don't?
Yes, I do.
But yes, this is a homicidal turkey axes off college kids during their Thanksgiving break. And they hit the absolute most ridiculousness of what is thought of to be the stereotypes of these college kids, are like almost high school oriented in some cases. Granted, some of the kills themselves weren't necessarily funny, but the dialogue is what got me for a lot of it.
Yeah.
What they referred to as acting got me.
Hey, that was top notch acting, Angel. You just don't know.
It's a 2008 extremely low, again 2008, but extremely low budget horror movie. Were you expecting Oscar winning performances?
No, but I was expecting maybe say Dollman versus Demonic Toys.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that's an old one. It's Tim Thomerson.
Yeah, it's one of those like.
Did you ever see?
Full Moon Productions, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
The quintessential bad horror movies. I have seen every single one up until like 1999.
I mean,
Tim Thomerson's still alive?
I have no idea.
100% sure.
But yeah, this movie is absolute pure ridiculousness. And gobble gobble, motherfucker.
Gobble gobble, motherfucker.
All I can say is that it is Ginger Dead Man avian style.
I have no idea which one was first, though.
Bird puns.
You just got stuffed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that was the first time either.
Do I need to?
I don't think so either.
Am I going to be the one to let the air out of this balloon?
Go ahead, James. Just throw the thriller movie for us. Go
The
right
only
ahead.
way you can be contrary on this is to say that you loved it and thought it was a masterpiece.
Oh, I didn't hate it. So we've got already got the whole things of it because we know that you didn't love it, Angela. You might not have like purely hated it, but you definitely did not love it.
Absolutely not. Like I said, I am a connoisseur of bad horror movies, and this was to a level that even I couldn't get behind it.
And we can't forget that also for Ginger Dead Man, if I remember correctly, voice of the gingerbread man is Gary Busey, I believe.
Gary Busey.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
which
But that
which
one came out 3
elevates.
years earlier.
Um, See, here's the thing. They went very formulaic with this movie. I mean, you have a turkey that has a Freddy Krueger-esque one-liner,
Which is
or
really,
different one-liners.
which is actually really funny because the one-liners didn't start until I think the third movie for Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, but
Walk the
this,
prime time, bitch.
yeah, I mean, he was a lot more scary than the first two, and then they just kind of livened him up a bit.
I
But
think
Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was a very much Hollywood run-of-the-mill movie machine then, especially with the Freddy merch and all that.
out the window, Freddy Krueger was all about the one-liners. You can't turn around and say, "I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy," was not hilarious.
Well, he wasn't predominantly known for doing the one-liners until the third with the "It's primetime, bitch."
Yeah, they became more prevalent as in the third one then.
Because even in this one, yeah, it wasn't gonna be. It's like he didn't have a one-liner for every kill and "What's up, Keishel?" But of course it's
Okay,
gonna
so
be. Of course it's gonna be formulaic. It's an extremely low-budget movie. They're not, and it's a horror movie. They're not going to be nearly as experimental. They're going to
Yeah,
be a little
I
bit
mean,
experimental with the kills, but overall, the plot and everything, the way it's going to go, is going to be formulaic. And if that's always going to be your gripe, then why are you watching movies, brother?
I
Because
was gonna say it's a horror
90%
movie.
of movies are
Horror
straight
movies
formulaic.
and
man, they
horror
straight
yeah,
up
movies.
stole from Nightmare on Elm Street 5. Oh, wait, no, 4.
I'm sorry, what?
Dog, they straight up stole from Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Dog pissing on a desecrated
Oh,
ground to bring Freddy back in order to bring the turkey into existence. Dog pissing in the
Well,
direct steal.
maybe they weren't stealing it. Maybe it's called that whole thing. Oh man, I'm trying to remember
an
what that
homage.
term is. Paying homage to something.
Okay,
right.
yeah.
An homage.
I'm gonna say appropriation. You can call it paying homage. It's appropriating.
Well, without actually talking to the director or the writers, we can't guarantee what it is. You're just wanting to go through and be like, oh no, it's just stealing.
He
Yeah,
just
it's
wants
stealing.
to be
It's
contrary.
appropriating.
I know, he's
He's
contrarian be contrarian.
contrary. He's
It-
contra- he's James Colleying this bitch.
I am doing it the best way I know how in order to keep the conversation going. Because
The
we
real
have 66 minutes, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's a good thing I wasn't running the movie because I was trying to find the fast forward button, and I remembered, oh yeah, 2 or 3 times, I don't have control of this.
just remember one of the writers, also the director, was the voice of the turkey.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But yeah, you know,
But
I
again,
didn't mind it too much.
like I've seen exponentially worse horror movies than this.
It was
Yeah,
not
no
that.
lie.
It was not awful. It was just not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna put The Last Exorcism as the worst fucking movie I've seen.
No,
I
there.
If
hated that movie,
I haven't seen it. There was this
and
weird
it had a
ass.
bigger budget.
No, there's this weird ass like low budget horror movie I saw where it was supposed to be somehow like an ancient demon got stuck inside a game which ended up possessing this girl's brother, and like he got sent to a fucking oh goddamn like insane asylum or something. It was fucking weird and dumb.
Video drone. That's all I gotta say. Weirdest one I've ever seen.
Videodrome was pretty good, and it was one of the oh, what's it called?
But I mean, if
Jay
if
was
if, if we are going to talk about the whole thing, it's they went for the something that typically most don't do. I mean, we've got a metric fuck ton of Christmas horror movies, and oh dear God, astronomical metric fuck ton of Halloween horror movies. There's still more like fucking uh Valentine's Day horror movies. Those are the major holidays people are going to think of for these ones.
I point out, I am very impressed that they actually gave Thanksgiving its props. Thanksgiving is like the unsung holiday, man.
Oh, and I was looking online last week. There is supposedly a different horror movie that's supposed to be Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving themed, or the time for it. And it's supposed to be called Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's supposed to be releasing in theaters like now. I haven't really seen any previews for it though. I should have probably looked that up before I came into this today.
I mean, I still just loved for the fact of how in this movie, like the fucking turkey threw on Groucho Marx glasses, and that worked.
I
yeah.
know,
And then
I'm
did the
dying.
fake shitty thing of like her dad's face, and they're just like, oh yeah, that's him. That's him,
Hey
all right.
Dad.
Yeah, Daddy got shorter.
Again, the movie. If you turn your brain off, the movie's great.
If no, because nothing is going to make this movie great.
Turn your brain off.
You know what is
I mean,
great about this movie? This is the perfect fodder to just sit there and like banter and bitch about a movie.
the only thing that could have made this movie any better is if it was all done by Downsies.
Oh,
About who?
don't
If the
make
cast
him
was
say
entirely Downsy, this would have made that movie that much better.
James, you are a connoisseur and a
oh,
purveyor of wisdom, and I would like to subscribe to your newsletter.
As a matter of fact, do you know what I want to do? I want
What?
to
no.
do a shot for shot remake of the original Nightmare on Elm Street using nothing but Downsy kids.
Mm, Friday.
Nah, I'd still prefer to see the entire remake of Twilight done the exact same way, but have Edward played by Kanye.
No,
That would
But
probably be hilarious.
no. If
Kanye is not allowed to act like Edward. Everything else has to be act the same as if that's what he said. But Kanye is just going to be Kanye.
all right. I got one better for y'all. It's Kanye, Edward, and Kim Kardashian. That's fucking Bella.
No, because I don't want to give Kim Kardashian any more things to do.
I want to
Um,
see. Fine.
yeah, she's not allowed to go to rap parties by herself anymore.
But
I will say the funniest shit was near the end, though. I shouldn't say, well, it wasn't funny. Like, they just had great little moments. Like, you could tell they set up great things. Like, okay, Johnny and Kristen are gonna go at it, but Darren's still just fucking like sitting there. I'm almost half
That
surprised they
was
didn't have.
so bad.
I'm almost half surprised they didn't have him in like, well, y'all mind if I join in?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I'm more
no.
surprised they didn't let him bang the whore.
Yeah.
But that was really gay when he was doing the with his my best friend. Yeah,
That was kind of the point.
Yeah.
that was gay. I think they got that mileage out of that goddamn one song they used.
Yep.
Good. It should have been cut.
That they got a lot of mileage out of that song.
Yeah. I mean, if they wanted to do a special edition, add some deleted scenes to it, and that'd be one of them, that would have been thing. This movie should have been about 45 minutes tops.
The movie should have ended with a massive but like Bullets for the Dead ended. Everybody fucking dies.
All I can tell you is for the next one, from what if this is what I think it is. Yeah, ThanksKilling 3 looks absolutely ridiculous and has way more puppets in it.
I mean,
Oh,
there's still another weekend in November. Just
Nah,
saying.
I'm gonna do a talking to the void next week and do the whole going back and forth just to give things a little bit of a thing. It'll slow us down on
Have
some of
you
the other stuff. But
have you
I
seen the Bilko experiments?
the what?
The Bilko experiment?
The Blinko experiment.
nope.
I heard of the Blinko experiment. Yes.
It's a movie. It has a John C. McGinty in it, the guy from Scrubs, the doctor that was the asshole.
Being an asshole.
Yeah, anywho, he's in it. It's pretty good.
Okay. That seems completely random.
It was completely random.
Okay,
It's
I'm glad that it seemed like it then.
uh the guy's name is Stephen Wank. They were in a similar movie. Fuck. I can't
Well,
remember the name of the movie.
before we get into that, since
Stupid.
we know James is basically the not a fan of the movie and everything, overall opinions of it.
It was stupid. My honest opinion of the movie, fucking dumb. Good kills.
I still give him credit for trying something because you have to start somewhere.
True. Yeah, Stephen Young. There it is.
I
Angela?
mean,
It had potential, but it squandered it.
And yeah, James, we know that you think it should have probably been like, it was 66 minutes too long.
no, no, no,
Ah,
no. Quite honestly, given what you said a while ago, you got to start somewhere. Think back to the Evil Dead. Um, way before, what's his face?
Ash?
No.
Bruce Campbell.
Sam Raimi was directing Spider-Man movies and the Ring remake. He started with that project.
Actually, they started with something that turned into the well, they had made a film before that was exponentially shorter for a college thing or whatever, and that was their basis where they actually expanded upon it to make Evil Dead.
Yeah,
So technically, while
that's
Evil Dead
it.
was his first major film, like this would have been It's like this would equate more to that like shorter film they did for college.
Right. But at the same time, like, you know, I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here. You got to start somewhere, you're right. But at the same time, there were things that, well, you can pick it apart or you can build it up to be what it wasn't. It was a movie. And it's still a hell of a lot better than The Last Exorcism.
I was gonna
Oh
say with
yeah.
this, like, you also have to understand, like we both did agree on, you have to start somewhere. Not everyone's gonna have the talent of like Sam Raimi,
True.
you know,
And you don't
and
have,
then and
and
be blessed to have the actresses that was with them in that whole thing, to have Bruce Campbell there, to have his brother who was willing to do all sorts of ridiculous shit, especially when it came to the sequels, because he's been in almost everything Bruce Campbell's been in as well.
yeah. Uh, it's
I
Sam
keep
Raimi's
forgetting that
brother that
Ted
played
Raimi,
in,
I love him. I love him. Love him.
Yeah, quite
he was the
literally.
one that was in the Sequest DSV.
Ted Raimi.
Yes.
I absolutely love him. I wanted to have his children.
Yeah, apparently when doing the
Okay.
the second movie, when he was in the majority of the monster costumes, like when they would cut for break, when he would get out of them as far as he could, they would basically
Hmm.
pour out sweat.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
And then at the end of the third one, Army of Darkness. So, did you say it?
not
That's
every
what
single
the
syllable.
Deadite.
But yeah, like I still say it's an okay movie for how cheap it is and how easily you can still find it online. Plus, they have a reference to the first Night of the Living Dead in there of what is the actual movie itself. I say give it a watch. The worst it's going to be is, well, that was a waste.
You lose 66 minutes of your life.
I was gonna say that is a little over an hour of my life.
Mhm.
Yeah, but would you have rather watched this or sat in the DMV?
Um, at least if I sit in the DMV, I'm gonna be actually accomplishing a chore that I have to do.
I'd
Maybe.
rather
I
watch this
mean,
than be in the DMV, even if it is a chore I have to do.
Maybe. Maybe it'll be one of those things where they're like, actually, by the way, you don't have the right form. You have to go to this other building to get the form.
Oh boy. Yeah.
yeah, I love
But I
how
mean,
Texas
they
streamlines all
definitely
that.
made this with the whole thought process of it being ridiculous.
Yeah,
They did. They did, and they had fun with it. I have to give them props for that.
I concur.
See, I think as it went on, it got better. The beginning is just where, and it's mainly the five main characters that you're like, this is your acting. Are you really trying?
Yeah, I still
Because
say that you
they
calling
they
that
did
acting is an
get
insult
a
toward
bit
acting.
better. A few of them didn't as much.
Well, I think that them putting a Wanderlust at the beginning was an apology.
Nice tits, bitch.
Mhm.
Yep.
So bad.
Hmm.
Gobble, gobble. You motherfucker. Mhm.
Like I said, that was the apology for the next 63 minutes of the movie.
And well, we can say as well from pretty early on in the movie, the affirmation Billy made, Darren made that was going to happen never happened.
Yeah, he didn't get to have sex.
He didn't have any of the sex scene with anybody.
Aw,
Yeah.
guy.
That was just so messed up. He's like, I'm going to do the sex with someone. Someone in this
This
car.
car.
I'm not going to be by myself.
And the whore dies before you can touch her.
And then Billy, that cock blocking turkey's got to go.
That was hilarious.
Her legs are already closed in the Ramsey case.
Oh my god, no.
That was
That was a deep cut.
that
That's a
one
pretty
was
good
good.
line.
That was a good line. I was just saying, holy shit, I was not expecting that.
I mean, it's top
What-
poop, for the time period.
I'm actually waiting for the moment when somebody watches this movie and says, "What's the John Benet Ramsey case?"
Oh, good.
Because it's going to happen. We're already getting to the point where people have no idea what you're talking about.
Shit,
Well,
people can barely remember what the hell happened yesterday.
we all know it was some Puerto Rican guy.
Well,
Okay.
One of us. One of us. Google gobble. Google gobble.
well, we've got to the point where 9/11 is being the you got people that are defending the Muslims from 9/11.
Some people did something.
Yeah, and then well, that's for a different string. I'll shut my mouth.
Let's
Anywho,
stick to movies for now.
yeah, like I said, I'll shut my mouth.
It's okay, James.
Yeah. Next year we'll have to make sure for November we'll do ThanksKilling 3, and then we'll also do the horror movie Thanksgiving
Yay!
that comes out this year. Or it looks like it already has came out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it came out in theaters like maybe a couple weeks ago.
I think they understand the concept of releasing stuff around the time it's relevant.
I couldn't fucking remember. The weird thing is, I will still say for ThanksKilling, the turkey looks a bit more like a vulture.
It does.
So there's a turkey vulture.
That's still a vulture.
I know. Turkey vulture. It close enough. I mean, I fucking hate turkey, so I'm happy with the look of it.
I will say this though, I did find it hysterical for the montage and that whole thing, and you hear him, he's like, "Finally found it, Billy. That took forever, Kristen. It's only been 5 minutes." It's like, oh my god, yes. And I love how the book they use just looks like some random paperback that you could pick up at any bookstore.
Yeah,
It's like
it had the most generic of instructions ever.
like the back of it looked like it'd been like you'd have like New York Times says, like, great way to get rid of demonic possessed turkeys.
Yeah.
Oh god.
If he's not around, he's probably killing one of your friends.
Well, that was
No, if he's not around, he's in his teepee. If he's not in his teepee, he's probably killing one of your friends.
that was my response when she said my dad has a lot of books. Was yeah, because no freaking home library is complete without a copy of How to Kill Demonic Turkeys 101.
Well, Angela, you have to remember two things, right? Every home library has a copy of the Necronomicon Ex Mortis and How to Summon a Demon. Every home library. Like, if you don't have those two books, it's not a library.
And I don't have a home library.
You don't have a copy of what? Want me to send you mine? I have 3.
Of which?
Necronomicon. Oh my god! Like I'm not a heathen.
Yeah, I've got a Necronomicon book somewhere.
See?
Wow.
I have a Jewish Bible, so that's what Necronomicon-esque.
That's the Necronomicon light. That's Necronomicon for beginners. James, you need to step the game up.
I actually do need to get a copy of the Torah because I do want to read through that, and I still need to get a copy of the Quran to read through.
Oh, why torture
And then
yourself?
I also still have to finally one of these days get further than like an eighth way through the Bible.
Again, why torture yourselves?
And then you need the one that the LDS puts out, another testament of the
Mormon?
Bible.
The
The
Book of
the, the, the Mormons.
Yeah, the Book of Mormon.
Well, apparently, we'll stay off that because and the whole thing for the biblical discussion. Well, I don't really know what else to say about this movie, other than it was a movie. It had
Are
its
we even sure
moments.
about that?
It was a movie in that it was on film and had a beginning, middle, and end.
It could have been a fever dream for all we know.
I think that's how it started out.
Okay, make sure.
Like I still have half feeling this whole thing started out because of either some weird drug-induced fever dream or someone lost a bet.
The hold my beer strategy.
Well, I mean, obviously they were just going to call an audible.
Oh no.
Dad, I got a preference team.
Say, what the
Yay.
hell is that? I don't like audibles in
Football
your.
call. The character was a football player and he was talking about football call.
Yeah.
Calling an audible is like calling not calling a timeout, but calling a huddle. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly other than it's just like doing some weird shit.
I don't know what it is because sports ball and I don't get along well.
It's
Um,
basically calling another play on the fly because of the defense. They were thinking it was going to do something and it did something else, so they called a different play on the fly.
Yeah, there it is.
okay.
The formation didn't go the way they wanted it to, so it's like we got to do something different.
People
And
are
that's
reading. Yeah, basically, it's the offense is being read more than they wanted to be read, to where their predictions of what they're going to do is being done with more
Okay.
precision. So basically, it's we're just going to get up right on the line instead of having a huddle, and we're just going to fucking call the shit as we go.
Okay.
It's playing fast football,
Okay.
And Hail Mary always wins.
Um,
except for when it doesn't.
I was gonna say almost never, actually.
Hail Mary is always the Hail Mary is one of my favorite plays when I used to play Madden.
That's just because it sounds cool.
Makes sense.
I'm still surprised this thing needed 3 fucking writers, though.
Look,
I
two of
think
them
part
smoke
of the
weed, not gonna
problem
smoke
may
that.
have been now that I know there were 3 writers, I think that may have been part of the problem.
Look, this is what it was. All right, let me explain to you. 2 of them smoked weed, and the third one smoked meth. And that's how they got
And there
ThanksKilling.
wasn't a sober person in the room.
Exactly. Angela gets it.
Fantastic.
Oh shit! So apparently the opening scene was shot in a park without, or a public park without a permit.
Oh boy.
So you're telling me there was tits running around or public? This fucking movie's awesome.
There were tits, just random tits, not attached to a person at all, running
Free
around
range.
No, it was still
a big
Wanderlust.
park. Wow.
Well, apparently, also when they first made this, no one wanted to distribute the film, so the filmmakers sold the DVD on Amazon themselves. It took them 1 year to sell 1,000 copies,
Mm.
and then apparently the continued in space, or to be continued in space, was made as a joke with no intention to sequel, and then 3 years later they made a sequel. But the Gobble Gobble motherfucker was apparently thought up before the actual movie plot.
Do y'all know about the movie Truth or Dare?
The Madonna movie?
No, it was a horror movie called Truth or Dare, and the premise, the backstory is the creator was like, I can make a movie out of anything, and his friend said, "Put your money where your mouth is," and he said, "Truth or Dare, make a movie out of that," and that's all he had, and
Okay.
thus the movie Truth or Dare, the horror movie Truth or Dare, was made. So again, it does not surprise me that this movie was made similarly.
Oh, so yeah, this was basically a college done movie considering Thanksgiving was shot during the summer break between Kevin Stewart and Jordan Downey's junior and senior year of high school. Or not high school, I'm sorry, college.
Wow. So it's a junior thesis. Fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quite literally this and there were no deleted scenes, James. Oh,
James.
apparently the only scene that did not end up in the final film was supposed to be a flashback scene completely improv on set where Darren runs through a cornfield.
Really?
Yep. Well, apparently the opening was originally supposed, because you could kind of tell from the way it sounded, or was sounding, that it was actually supposed to have a full thing of Native Americans and the Pilgrims having a dinner thing, but they never got to do it because they ran out of money.
Ah.
Apparently, it was shot in 11 days. Uh, the budget was only a couple $100 for the effects. The auditions were held in the director's garage. Oh, apparently they were also thinking about doing an Easter horror movie before they had decided on doing this one.
Okay.
That sounded, excuse me, interesting.
Probably decided it would be too much like the opening of Critters 2.
I don't know, the one they were going with, it would be a holiday slasher set for Easter entitled Extrava Killer or Extrava Kill. Extrava Kill. And apparently the guy who plays Darren is actually the drummer for a band called Overrated or Overaided. And one of their songs can be heard in the radio when they're in the Jeep.
I mean, again, they got very great use out of that one song. I felt so much emotion in that one song. Tense scenes and that song would play, and then almost sensual and emotional scenes. That song would play, and I'm like, oh yes, that song was fucking phenomenal.
Well, that makes it exponentially easier to basically deal with one instead of it. I mean, at least for so much, like other than a few songs in that whole thing, they actually at least had a more original music comparatively.
like what?
I'm listening to you.
What?
No, that's what he said.
I make random noises now. Entered my old man phase. Starting to get weird.
Hmm.
Soon I'll be standing up and going, ugh, every time I get up. Terrified.
That's bound to happen.
Oh,
Yes, it's going to happen.
I don't want
And remember, because you're black, you don't have diabetes. You got the beatus.
to. I got the
No, he got
beat.
the
You got the
sugar.
I
sugars.
got the sugars.
Yeah, you got the sugars.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. The feeder lower half of turkey's never seen me. Wanda Lust was cast off of Craigslist.
Oh my god.
Like I gotta give props for this whole thing. Like apparently the chick who played Kristen, uh, she came on the recommendation of the guy who played Darren, and the filmmakers met her in a donut shop to discuss the movie only like a few days for me freaking doing it.
Mm.
Like they went, that's why I said it's like you got to start somewhere. So they went through quite a bit for this, and now that I know that they made it between like a junior and senior year of college, that makes exponentially more sense of how it is. I mean, yeah, they're not fucking Sam Raimi level, and that one for beginner, but not all of them are gonna have that. So I still give them full props for coming up with something and fucking pushing it. Because that's like if you ever heard of the band Ice Nine Kills,
Yeah.
uh, they got they came into more notoriety when they did I think it was like songs from the silver screen or something, but they basically did a soundtrack where like each song was based off a horror movie.
We're talking about Iced Earth.
No, I'm talking about Ice Nine Kills. It's a band. It's a rock. It's a heavy metal band tier.
It sounds like Iced Earth.
Ice, the letter nine.
I'm saying, no, hold on. I'm saying
No.
that there's a band
Oh,
named Iced Earth that did the exact same concept.
huh.
They did they did whole albums dedicated to like whole songs on a single album dedicated to various horror silver screen horror movies. Like one of my favorite one is Werewolf,
Hmm.
based on a werewolf.
Yeah, these ones are based more on like your more mainstream horror movies. Looks like they've done one off of American Psycho, Chucky, but like you know, shit, they're one of the few bands that I think they've only got a couple of the original founding members. Majority of them are have been replaced over the years because it took them like over a decade before they finally took off.
It's bound to happen at some point.
Well, no, it wasn't
Good.
necessarily bound to happen. It's just they kept the lead singer, since that's what he was wanting to do. Like he kept pushing it, so like he would be outside of like fucking uh like major concerts or events and whatnot, and like trying to sell his own band CDs and shit.
I want to check in on this one though. Tier, you said based on the werewolf, as in
Yeah.
the Jack Nicholson movie, or
Uh,
are
let
you
me look it
talking
up.
about the Wolf Man?
Let me look up the. Let me look it up because It's an old that like this is an old.
Are you talking about the old black and white movie? Because if you're talking about that, that's the Wolf Man, not Werewolf.
No, the song is called Werewolf.
And you said based on the werewolf.
Based on the not. Let me explain. The horror creature werewolf, like
Okay, so the
the
Wolf
monster.
Man.
No, it's based, from what it sounds like, it's based off the legend
Yeah,
of
Wolfman.
Wolfman or werewolves, and not just off a particular movie necessarily.
The wait a minute. All right, entitled in 2000, working on the album. Work began on Ice Earth 6 studio album entitled Horror Show. The album contains songs based off of horror films and literature, such as Dracula, Phantom of the Opera, and The Wolfman. And the song is called Wolf. Yeah, my favorite song, Wolf.
Okay.
They had
Wolf.
one they had one inspired by The Omen, one inspired Jack the Ripper, one inspired by the Phantom of the the Mummy, Jekyll and Hyde, the creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula, Frankenstein. They had two Draculas. Huh.
Well, apparently, whenever you watch ThanksKilling 3, they brought Wanda Lust back to play Naked Astronaut.
Naked Astronaut, really.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So that means we get titties in space.
Yep.
I
Well,
can't
if
wait.
she can't wear a bra or she'll strangle.
She'll suffocate. It'll explode. It'll pop somebody's eyebrow out on the head off. The force from the hooks breaking will destroy the planet. Oh man, I'm going to hell for that one.
Whatever.
Well, I can say
No,
this:
George Lucas is going to hell for that one. Thank you.
most of the main cast in there don't have like really any other movies or names, or they only got a couple other movies they're in.
I wonder why.
Well, because this was made during college. Or it was something to where it's like they did this and just decided that wasn't for them.
I was going to say, they did this so that they could pay for college.
Maybe.
Or it could have been a college project.
That's true too. Like, hey, I'll be in your lame movie if you let me use it as my master's thesis.
Oh, I'll be in your lame movie if you promise not to release it. Oh, you released it. Fuck.
Well, I mean, that's like the two gals who were in the first Evil Dead movie. Because of that whole thing, like they tried to shy away from it, not have anything to do about it, until basically they had later on found out that it was considered a cult classic.
So they tried to milk it for what it's worth.
No, they were just super surprised. Yeah, like BG said, it could have been a bucket list thing. I was in a movie once.
Yeah, that's true.
I was in a Neil Breen movie once. Mm-hmm.
Or it could have been one of those things to where it's like because of a recommendation from someone else of like one of the cast and whatnot of what they were trying to do. They're just like, fuck it, I got nothing to do on this one. I'll help out.
I am actually trying to find a horror movie that I'm 90 certain is going to be bad. But I'm not 100% sure what it's called. But it was filmed at the first community college that I went to.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, I really want to see it, just because I can say, hey, I went to school here.
To quote a one of my favorite lines, "Nani."
Okay.
God damn it! Where is it?
Eh, I'll still say, like, because of what it is, I know a lot of people have that, like, if you are going to watch this movie, don't go into it obviously expecting a masterpiece. Realize that it's going to have a bunch of foul mouthed humor.
It is edible. It'll be
Yeah.
a lot more fun.
Don't go in expecting high art in this movie.
Jesus Christ, none of you even caught the fucking pun.
Could you repeat it?
It
I
was
said,
foul. I get it.
yeah, I said it's going to have a lot
Oh,
of.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like punny,
Oh,
punny,
yeah.
punny.
I guess I should have just, when I said it, just went,
What
Yes.
you should have done was do waka waka.
I don't have Waka Waka.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, I will accept that as an acceptable substitute.
But all in all, it's an odd movie. Like, I would definitely say this is probably something like Angie was saying. This is a movie where, like, you get together with a group of friends to where you're gonna be like having some drinks or whatnot, and probably gonna be bashing on on the movies you watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfect movie designed exactly for that.
So goddamn weird.
Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah, well, BG, there are some people that will go into something, and regardless of what the name is and everything, they're gonna expect it's something exponentially more than what it is. But then again, it's probably
Holy
also
crap!
similar to people would be like, I don't watch movies, I watch films.
The fuck.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was filmed at my school.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Attack of the Killer
Well,
Tomatoes. I love that movie.
at the college that I was talking about in the high school across the street.
Hmm.
That was one of George Clooney's first movie roles. The second one.
I was gonna say George Clooney was not in the original Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Like that was one of his first roles. I love that. I love those two movies. It just so fucking dumb. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Well, it's just the way things were.
BJ, it's called ThanksKilling. I would expect something that was the Ginger Dead Man caliber. Yeah.
I mean, I still kind of want to for Christmas. I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh, do other ones and whatnot." I kind of want to do the, I believe it's Goldberg Santa Sleigh.
Santa Slays.
Hmm.
We can do that. Well, it's your movie channel. It's your channel. So if you want to do that one, I don't mind. I want to see that one.
I mean, we've got a whole bunch of different stuff that's able to be done. I just really don't think there's much else to say about this movie.
Hmm. Not really. This movie was. It happened.
It was a movie, and we're not even sure that it was a movie, but it was a movie.
Yep.
There were movie like qualities.
I mean, the characters were mostly supposed to be caricatures of what their stereotype is supposed to be.
I can agree with that too. They were the most blatantly stereotypical, like, not at all. Like, they were so two-dimensional, they might as well have just been drawn on the celluloid.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ultimately, this movie could have been far worse.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they could have done a documentary of a prison gang rape.
True.
You know, 66 minutes of people taking it up the ass. Mm-hmm. So, see, it could have been much worse.
James, I can't with you some days. I try. I wake up in the morning and I go, James is gonna do something insane, and then bam.
Well, see, I am the person that will say something negative, but in a putting things in a positive frame of mind. I mean, it's just like killing a hostage so he doesn't have to go through life wearing a colostomy bag. Sometimes measures have to be taken.
Again, I wake up. I'm like, you know what? Today's gonna be a great day. James Colley isn't gonna say anything that totally fucks my mind over,
I
and I'm gonna get through the workday fine.
I
And
figure
then
I figure you would have got up and taken a step outside and take a deep breath and get real high and scream from the top of your lungs
I hate that
what's
song.
What's
going on.
going on?
I
I
can't.
hate that song.
I did that precisely for
I,
that reason because I know that
I
one.
know. Oh, that woman is ugly as four shades of sin, I swear.
What?
I've had
What's up?
masturbation sessions with Icy Hot that were a lot more romantic than that woman looked.
Who?
Four
The woman,
non-blondes.
the lead singer from Four Non Blondes.
I've never heard of that band.
And I'll still say this for this movie: with a budget of $3,500, they could have done exponentially worse.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot worse. I mean, because what Evil Dead had a budget of 500,000.
I don't remember. I just know
Yeah, it was under a mil.
And in its own right, it's basically become a cult classic. But at least in there, we didn't have someone going,
Because I have a powerful vagina.
Is that a
I
man?
you,
Are they men?
you don't know who said that?
No, I'm talking about four non-blondes.
Yes, like I said, that's a chick.
Are we sure?
Yes.
I know a dude that looks just like her. Literally, both of them.
Like I said,
I'm gonna need to see DNA results. So they're not female.
they're not blonde either.
No offense,
Oh,
but
fuck you.
no offense, but she got fucked genetically.
I know.
But with that being said, since we've gone off the rails ridiculously, we've made it a bit over an hour. We're going to call this one So It Got Done Early because it was a short film.
It
And since
was.
this is Thanksgiving week, hopefully you'll all have short work weeks. Mine's going to be longer than I thought because I get to work 2 12-hour shifts.
I would like to work.
Always come to TSA.
They're not hiring in my area.
You can feel all the penises you want.
And do you know what? Tyr says that with a smile. You heard that motherfucker smile when he was saying that.
Well, I'm in the basement,
He
so I
enjoys it.
Yeah, he's feeling penises in the basement. Jesus.
God.
But we're gonna get out of here. For those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, hopefully you have a happy Thanksgiving and you get to spend it
Yeah.
with some people you like. You don't necessarily have to be family.
Huh.
Some people's families are shitty. We all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Are we?
But we're gonna call it. Next week we will be doing a Talking to the Void, just because I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna be a bit more worn out from the Thanksgiving week and whatnot, and we might ramble on from some more shit from Tyr's show on Saturday
Yay!
or whatnot. Who the fuck knows? That's one of the reasons why I wanted to start doing the Talking to the Voids like interspaced in between, because we always end up getting off on a diatribe. So you know what? Let's have the every other week, that whole thing, because then if we get off on a
We'll
diatribe,
follow up with the
who gives a
diatribe.
shit? Yeah,
Mhm.
we'll stick a pin in it. Jot a
Just
note
put a
down.
pin in that.
All right, have a good one, folks. We're outie.